Hi y'all, Tracy here from my cloffice. If you've been watching my channel at all, you know that we're living temporarily in a one-bedroom apartment in Texas after our move from Oregon last year. So this is my little temporary space. And it's warm in here, and I usually have my little desk fan on right here. But I'm going to forbear with the hope that the sound will be better without the fan on. So anyhow, I just watched a podcast with an interview of a guy who has built his YouTube channel to ginormous proportions, apparently, in the last 2-3 years, and he's not doing any editing of his videos. He's just going live and going raw, which this isn't live. I'm going to go ahead and upload it, but I'll try and figure out the going live thing later. But I just wanted to get on here because it's been a long time now since I posted a video, and my videos have been really sporadic and inconsistent, and I know that that's an issue for me, is being consistent. So let's see if we can do better at that. Today I want to discuss self-publishing and being a self-published author. And to tell you the truth, I have some issues with that. As you can see from my artwork on the wall, I have published several books now. In fact, it doesn't look like this on my Amazon account, but I have self-published, I believe, 23 titles now. But I'm working on book 5 in my 9-book Jack and the Magic Hat Maker fantasy series. And I say I'm working on book 5, which is kind of not really true because I'm not necessarily actively working on it. And I'll talk about why in just a minute here. But because I've been kind of discouraged, disenchanted is probably a better word and appropriate to the genre since my book is about magic, my series. So I'll give you a little backstory about how long I've been writing and publishing, but I'll get to that in just a minute here. So right now, book 5 in my series, called The Order of Light, is currently available on pre-order from both Amazon and Draft to Digital, which means all the other online platforms, because they do mass distribution for me. So to every place else, like Barnes & Noble and Kobo and just all the other online booksellers. So book 5 is available on pre-order right now, scheduled to publish digitally, the digital version, the ebook version, and automatically, electronically deliver to those who have pre-ordered it, who have purchased on the pre-order, on October 1st. Yep, that's not going to happen. It's not even close to ready. And but I was trying to be optimistic and publish more than one book a year, several books a year. And there are some issues with pre-order that I'll also touch on in a minute here. The biggest being that on Amazon, if you schedule a pre-order, which is only available for the ebook option, you can schedule out up to a year in advance, which is great. But once you schedule, you cannot alter the date of publication. It looks like within a month of your originally scheduled publish date. It looks like they do give you some leeway that you can adjust that within a 30-day period surrounding that date, but nothing beyond that. So ideally, I would like to go in and adjust my pre-order date. Caveat, let me just say, no one has ordered the pre-order yet, so there would be no negative repercussions to any customers who had ordered the pre-order if I were to schedule out further, which would be great if I could just schedule out further, but Amazon doesn't allow you to do that. And I know firsthand because this has happened to me before, where I've scheduled a pre-order and then I wanted to adjust the date of delivery, and that wasn't an option, and so I canceled the pre-order. But Amazon penalizes you, not just for that book, any other book you might want to publish on your publisher account. You cannot schedule another pre-order, period, across the board with Amazon if you cancel a pre-existing pre-order. So I'm left with two options. One, I push through and try to get the book finished and ready to publish by the delivery date of October 1st, or I cancel the pre-order, which again, like I said, no one has purchased the pre-order. Zero. Nobody. So if they had, that might be different, but they haven't. I would think I should be able to reschedule that out further if no one has ordered on the pre-order, but that's not an option. So if I do cancel, then my account is penalized again and I can't do another pre-order, which I really don't freaking care. Because nobody really orders on the pre-order anyway, in my experience thus far. So that's one thing. But to my discouragement and disenchantment right now with writing. So I've been feeling like that I want to put my writing career on the back burner for a while I focus on actually making money doing something else, because I have been writing and publishing since 2016, late 2016. It was almost, no, I started writing sometime in 2016, book one. And I published book one because I didn't really get too serious about it until like 2018. And then I published in late December, like literally days, it was the 22nd, December 22nd, 2019, that I published The Golden Telescope. So I've been publishing. I actually published one other book in 2009, self-published, but that wasn't a fiction book. So technically I've been really publishing actively since late December of 2019. And I've published several books since then. So that being said, I've been thinking about canceling the pre-order and just holding off on doing any more writing until after I resolve other career issues. And then today I logged into my KDP account and I just happened to go take a look at my books, and I don't even remember why I was going there to get a link. Oh, because I'm in the middle of publishing the audiobooks. And so we're almost ready. My narrator and her team and I are almost finished with the audiobook version of book 3. And I am super excited about that. The audiobooks I'm super excited about. So I was going to grab a link on Amazon so that I could post on Facebook about it. And I went to the book page for The Golden Telescope on Amazon, and I just happened to see a new review posted by a complete stranger. So now I love that. So here, I'll read that to you because I love what she said. So there's this, it's under top reviews from the United States by Angela Roulier. I don't know how to say her last name. It looks like it's probably French, so I'm probably murdering it. But anyway, she's a complete stranger. I don't know who this person is. And she gives it a 5-star review, and she says, "I'm hooked!" exclamation point. And this was left on August 21st, 2023 by a verified purchase person on Amazon. And it says, "This is a must-read for young readers!" exclamation point. "This is one of those books that is so well written and tells such a refreshing story that you will have a hard time not finishing it in one sitting. I will definitely be sharing my copy and recommending it to others!" exclamation point. So I saw that. And it's one of 26 reviews. After, since 9 years, something? No, I published in 2019, so it was almost 2020. So really it's been, almost 4 years since I published The Golden Telescope originally. And now it's available, in all the formats. It's available in ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook now. So, but 26 reviews. All of the reviews are awesome, and most of them are from people that I don't even know. So that gives me confidence, hope that there's potential for this series. So backstory. I didn't even intend to turn this book into a series. So let's see if I can go and grab really quick. I didn't plan for this, but I'm going to go and read you the backstory. So if I go to jackandthemagichatmaker.com, I have the website. I have several websites for my books. And up top in the menu, the first link says backstory. So if I go to that, I will read to you what I wrote about the backstory, my inspiration for this series. And it says, "The inspiration behind Jack and the Magic Hat Maker came to me in 2016, several years after my father passed away. My dad, John, had a rather traumatic and sad childhood. You see, his older brother, and younger sister were orphaned when they were small children. Both of their parents died in a tragic automobile accident in Portland, Oregon, when they were only 28 years old. The extended family split up the 3 children, each raised by a different relative living in 3 separate states." If you can even believe that. I didn't say that, but anyway, I'm just commenting here. I don't even know why that... I can understand now as a parent, as an adult, that, it would be hard enough to take on someone else's individual child, much less take on 3 other children. 3 children that aren't your own all at the same time, especially if you've got children of your own. So I get the burden factor. So in that way, I kind of understand why they split the kids up. But these 3 little kids, their parents had just been killed. And now they're split up and sent to different states to practical strangers, to be raised. And the kids were only, my dad was 5, his little sister was 3, and his older brother was 7. So these were young children. So anyway, this is the inspiration behind why I wrote the story. And on the website here, I include the actual newspaper clipping of the story that was published in the newspaper about the incident. So I can read that. It's really small text. If you want to see it yourself, you can go to jackandthemagichatmaker.com and see it for yourself. But the headline reads, 4 killed in auto wreck near Portland, Oregon, June 24th, 1935. It doesn't say 1935, but it was 1935. LP. 4 persons were killed and 5 seriously injured in an automobile crash Sunday. The dead, Roswell L. Partridge, 28, his wife, Faith Porter Partridge, 28, John Klein, 50, and Mrs. John Klein, 50, all of Portland. The injured, John Klein Jr., 18, Virgil Powers, 30, Mrs. Dolores Powers, 50, looks like it's 50, A.B. Allingham, 20, Mrs. Thelma Allingham, 30, all of Portland. They suffered internal injuries, bruises, and facial cuts. A car driven by Allingham allegedly failed to stop at an intersection and crashed into the Klein machine, throwing it against a telephone pole. The Allingham car skidded 25 feet in gravel, turned over, and uprighted. So that's the backstory. And then to continue on with my post here, I say, Dad never again saw his little sister and only reconnected with his older brother in adulthood. Their life experience sparked the idea for a story. I wanted to transform my father's tragic childhood, turning him into a kind of superhero. Coincidentally, their great-grandfather, 3 generations back, Edward, was a milliner, a hat maker. I was an adult when I learned the nickname my dad went by as a kid, Jack. Inspired by their story, I set to work writing book 1 and finally published The Golden Telescope in December of 2019. It is currently available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover at Amazon.com. This was before the audiobook was published. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Lots of love, Tracy. And then there's a link to read the book. So, and there's a picture of Edward Partridge, who was, an actual person. Sidebar, he was the very first bishop ever of the Mormon Church, of the LDS Church. I don't mention that bit in the story, but Mormonism does play a role in at least book 3 of the series. And obviously they say write what you know, so I wove that into the story a little bit in book 3. But, the whole story is fantastical and, not reality-based. But I did weave bits of family history into the story. So anyway, there's a picture here also of the actual real Edward Partridge, the hat maker, who is the inspiration for Grandpa Edward in the story. So Edward McPaden in the story is, Sir Edward is based on the real person of Edward Partridge, my great-grandfather 4 generations back. Jack is based on my dad's story, so there's that. And then there are other elements in the story, from family history. But long story, short, not so short, is that when I wrote the story, I didn't intend to turn it into a series. I just really wanted to kind of memorialize my dad and make a tribute to him, basically. That's what I wanted to do. Just a second here. So I did that, and I enjoyed the process so much. And after I published it, I got such great feedback about the story itself and the writing and everything that I thought, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe I had never even thought about it. In fact, my kids have said, I never knew that you could write, Mom. So I was like, I didn't either. Who knew? So anyway, I decided to go ahead and give the author thing a try. And so I've since written books 2 and 3 and 4. Now I'm writing book 5. And I've written, I created a couple of workbooks too for kids to go along with the story that I published. But here's the thing I've learned along the way, is that it's a lot lot of work to be a self-published author, especially if you want to do a good job at it. If you want to publish something that's worthy of reading, and not just the digital version, if you want to publish actual books. Let's see if I've got a couple here behind my computer. Let's see what I've got. I only keep physical copies around to, just a second here, let me pull a couple out, for autograph versions. These are the original artwork covers that I paid to have. Paid quite a bit, actually, to have an artist do this original artwork. So the original artwork, which is this, for the cover of book 1, I hired a very talented graphic artist and spent quite a bit of money. And I also paid, these are separate things. I paid an artist to do the artwork, and this is from an actual scene in the book that I contrived in my head, and then I described it to him and to my artist, and he came up with the artwork, the original artwork, which I actually really love, and I got so many compliments on the artwork for this cover. And then in addition to the art, I had to work with a graphic designer to do the layout and the font and everything, and he did, and this guy, again, really talented designer, is from England, and I found him online, and so anyway, I hired him to do the layout, and he also did, he did the spine here. This actually requires a person to do the design, so I had to pay somebody to do the art. And then I had to pay someone to incorporate the art into the cover design and do the font, choose the fonts and do the layout, as well as for the back and even on the spine. And then on the back, see, he did like this special like sparkles and the fonts here and everything for the original art. And then that's separate. In addition to that, you have to pay someone to do, if you want to have the interior formatted professionally, then you have to pay somebody else to do that. Before you do that, then you have to hire editors, not just one, several editors to review your content and everything. So, and that's just to end up with a product to sell. Just before anybody even knows the book's a thing. So I went back with the book 2 and I rehired the same artist. And this is the original artwork for book 2. So, it's called The Kidnapping King. So I came up with the scene, the idea for the artwork from one of the primary scenes in the book. And I wanted him to portray that for me. So I paid to have him do this artwork, which took a while, back and forth to do the design. And then I went back to my same cover designer and he stayed consistent with the theme, so that they would look nice together on the shelf next to each other. And he also did, the backside to match, just like the first one. So they would match and everything. Well, after I published book 2, I got feedback that based on my genre, the artwork shouldn't have adults, since my genre is middle grade. It shouldn't portray adults on the cover. So, because you need to keep, consistent with your genre. So, anyway, I've had all of the covers redesigned so they would stay thematic and everything. I gotta turn this fan on now because I am too hot. So this is a bit of a rant to tell you why I've been feeling discouraged, because all this work and energy and time and resources. And then you have to figure out the advertising, the marketing and advertising and budget and everything in order to like even drive traffic, because there's so much competition on Amazon and everywhere else. And I have a decent social media following. I mean, I have like a combined 15,000 people. I had a combined 20,000. That's another issue. A hacker hacked my LinkedIn account. So anyway, it's just, you just have to be diligent and tenacious and, you know, have a gift for the writing in the first place and have the resources. So, you know, you see all these like self-published authors on YouTube talking about how you too can make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year self-publishing your own books. Yeah, maybe if you're already independently wealthy and you know all the ins and outs of Amazon ads and Google ads, and you don't need to spend time writing more books, because they also say, you know, well, if you expect to be successful as a fiction author on Amazon, you have to write a series. You have to write a series, and you can't expect to really see any sales until after book 5 at least, which I know, and I'm finally working on book 5, but I'm discouraged. It's like, and in the meantime I have to earn a living, so it's like, you know, I'm trying to split my time doing all these other things that aren't writing in order to fund my writing career, which isn't making me any money. So anyway, that's a long story about what's going on with me right now. I honestly don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and cancel the pre-order for book 5 for The Order of Light, because it's not ready to go, and I've only got, you know, less than 2 weeks. I've got 2 weeks before it has to be uploaded to Amazon. So I'm going to cancel it and get penalized by Amazon again, which I freaking don't care, because it doesn't keep me from uploading the book and making it available for sale. It just keeps me from being able to do pre-sales, which really haven't been productive or profitable for me anyhow. It's just annoying, that's all, that they penalize you, and then they don't allow you any options for adjusting the delivery date. So anyway, all of that to say that I am super excited. I'm so, you know, heartwarmed by when people do leave me a spontaneous review, especially a glowing one like that one, and it heartens me and makes me want to keep writing. But then I'm like, I have to do something else in the meantime, because no, it's not easy. It's not easy at all to become a successful published fiction author. You can publish, no problem, but being successful at it is an entirely different issue. So anyway, if you have thought about self-publishing, or if you are also a self-published author, I know lots of self-published authors, because one of the things I do to earn an income is I promote other self-published authors' books in an effort to help them get visibility to my audience. And so I know that I am definitely not alone in my frustration with like getting exposure for your book. But if you've experienced this kind of frustration, or you're a self-published author and you're also experiencing these kind of challenges, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to share your thoughts down below. I don't mean for this video to be like a downer. It's just reality. Like, you know, you get your hopes up and you really do believe that you've got a story to tell and you want to share it, and you think that maybe you can make a career out of being an author, and some people have enormous success. Most of them publish hundreds of books that they hire ghostwriters to write, and they don't actually write them themselves. And they publish multiples of books every year, and I'm just like, I write the books myself. So anyway, that was a long rant, but I just wanted to share what's going on, and I would love to hear back from you. If you have read my books and you're looking forward to book 5, let me know. I think you're a small minority at this point in time, though. So anyhow, wishing you all the best. I will not commit to publishing videos on a regular basis, but I do try. But it's just there are only so many hours in the day, and I'm trying to write and earn a living. And so YouTube kind of comes in last, on my list of priorities. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe I should readjust that. I'm sure I'd probably get more visibility for my books and everything else if I would do more on YouTube. So we'll see. I'll give it some thought. Until next time, all of my links will be below, and you can check me out. And please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I noticed on my YouTube channel right now, I've got 57 videos and 58 subscribers. It's kind of hilarious, really. One subscriber for almost every one of my videos. So it just kind of makes me laugh. Anyway, I'm wishing you all the very best. And if you comment, I respond back to every single person who comments to me, at least at this point in time. So anyway, I look forward to hearing from you, and I will update you again soon. Take good care. This is Tracy signing off.